So we are talking about True Beauty today.
Warning, spoilers ahead.
Pretty much, it's about a girl. She was born with a skin condition. She thinks she's ugly, and then she had discovered makeup. The makeup makes her feel beautiful, and she's like made a lot of friends. She ends up finding another person who ends up just like her, younger grade, and she ends up saving that girl. Because of her makeup, she's gained confidence to go after bullies of bullying other people who used to be just like her.
Nobody stood up for her in the past, so she's going to help this girl out, which is
Yeah.
pretty great.
And here she is remembering how she was bullied. So she wants to protect this girl at all costs from being bullied. And she does that. And then the festival, she helps her apply makeup for her solo. And then I think it's interesting for later they get together that Go-eun makes her realize that she's not scared to be herself. So she doesn't keep applying makeup
Like not like every day,
like Juke Young. Yeah.
By making this friendship, she learned how to apply makeup on someone else, and then she discovers a passion which she didn't realize she was going to have, basically doing makeup as a profession later, which is pretty great because before she didn't really know what she wanted to do. It's something I wanted to talk about with the solo. So
Oh, go ahead.
So kind of just showing how she went from the way she looked and now she looks totally different. It's interesting to me how her brother was like very critical of her looks, and then he sees this girl who's beautiful and her voice is really what's really hooked him, I think.
Clarifying,
And
Juke Young's brother.
yeah. So he becomes different as well because he sees there's more to a person than just what you see on the outside.
And it's funny because Juke Young warns Han Go-eun about her brother and tells her to stay away from him.
It's funny because he goes from making fun of his sister all the time to then being like, I really like this other girl, even though when she's in school, she doesn't put makeup on in school at all. She's just doing it for performance.
Yep. Here it is where she tells Juke Young that if she listens to them that she would believe that she's ugly, and she doesn't want to believe she's ugly. So she's just gonna ignore what they say and keep living herself as herself, makeup free.
Yeah. But the thing too is she then after this, she ends up teaching her how to apply her own makeup, which is helpful because she then passed on that skill to her friend. Who also likes the way she looks naturally, but she'll put it on for a show or whatever. Well, one reason why I like this scene is, first of all, the song that's played is so ridiculous and stupid, and he's acting like a fool in the scene. But here's a guy who you see who looks very cool. He is really polished and badass, but now you see him acting like a dork. And it's kind of like, oh, he's a person too, He feels kind of embarrassed, but then also not. At least not acting like he feels embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, he just kind of has to play it off. And then once he gets to his room, he acts super embarrassed.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, did you expect this guy to cry? I didn't expect he would ever cry because he's always so tough on the outside that I was just like, no, what? This is happening? I think that the show does a good job of showing that people are human and nobody's perfect, even if they look like they are. There's always something going on. Everybody's got something unique about them. And I just thought that it did a nice job of showing that. So the next day when she sees him, she kind of makes fun of him.
I liked both leads, okay? But I liked the second main lead more. I was totally rooting for him. More so because he has a sister with the same condition. And so I feel like he would love the main lead no matter what. Anyways, and they just kind of made it seem like since Suho knows about her condition and Suho's protecting her, that's why they ended up together and that they've known each other since childhood, which I get. But at the same time, like, the second lead, like, I think he actually does have true feelings for her. And, like, with her being friends with his sister, like, I felt like they should have ended up together. I just liked them together more than Suho and her.
I did too, but I actually did for a different reason when Suho moved away and Yu Kyung was just brokenhearted and she eventually got over it. Seojun had been waiting very patiently for her to get over it and then also see that he likes her. Like he even at one point says, "Hey, you're trying to set me up with people and I don't like that because hello, I like you."
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like he was patient. He was a gentleman. He wasn't like, "Hey, he's gone. I'm gonna get her." Like he.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a cultural thing, like if that's just the way it is in Asian cultures, or if it's just him that if in his himself he
I
would
think
just be
it's a
kind.
personality thing that you have to be taught. Like, I think it was a
Hmm.
him thing. Like, he wanted to make sure that she was able to stop grieving him.
Hmm.
And, like, I feel like that means that Suho and her missed their moment, so then she should have ended up with Sojun.
Exactly. Like people have a first love, but you typically don't end up with your first love, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
And I
Um,
wish they would have went this route with Sojun instead of Suho. But I know,
yeah.
like, in the webtoon that, like, it's completed and she ended up with Suho, so that's why they kinda kept it the same, but
Hmm.
I just felt like with how they portrayed it, like, there's a lot of books
Whoa,
and
whoa,
movies.
whoa.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. I want to go back to the webtoon. So I have not read the webtoon.
I have
You
not
have.
read it fully.
Okay. Because you're saying that she ends up with Suho.
Yes, so in the webtoon, she ends up with Suho, and they go on to get married and have kids at the end.
I thought it was going to be the opposite. I
Uh-uh.
can't.
So they kept it, like, how it was supposed to be.
Oh, that's frustrating. Sorry, I was gonna read it for that whole reason because I was hoping that she was gonna end up with the other guy.
Yeah, so when Suho moves away, I just like Sojun ends up being there for Jukyung when Suho can't be. And like he was just patient for her. So I just totally
Hmm.
feel like they should have just like started dating and see where it went from there.
Hmm.
But she just like couldn't let go of
Hmm.
Suho, so then therefore she couldn't try out going out with Sojun. And I
Yeah,
feel like Suho left to maybe try to give his friend a chance.
I see. I don't see that. I think he really left because he was taking care of his dad. But the thing I think is this is a good point about timing. So Seojun, he waited so long for her to just see him that by the time he finally just was like, "Hey, look, stop the bullshit. I like you. Let's go on dates." Then Suho the next day practically comes back and he's like, there's even a scene where he goes, "Your timing sucks." He's like, "Why did you come back now?" And then she kind of is like in denial. Oh, I don't like Suho anymore, but she really does apparently. But I think that if Suho had been gone longer, and if she had been able to go on dates with Sujun, I really think that they would have ended up together. I think the timing is what did it. Because
Yeah.
she had gone, that first date she went on, he was like, "You feel shaken, and I want you to know that feeling." So if you could tell that she had feelings there, that they were happening, it's just that it was still brand new.
I was just gonna say that like Ju Kyung I think felt like she couldn't fully open up with Sojun, which doesn't make sense to me. Because
Yeah.
with her seeing Sojun's sister Han Go-eun,
Hmm.
like I feel like he would have understood better than anyone.
Hmm. I agree. I think that he would have understood, and I think she had that hesitation because she didn't have that comfort that she had with Suho.
Yeah.
But the thing I found interesting, and this is where I think this really shows the character of Sujun, is he says to her, "Oh, Suho's going back to America, which is a lie. And he does it to kind of like test to see, or to just give her the opportunity to really go for it. Not sure which one that would be. But the fact that she then runs and she's like, you jerk, you're leaving. I can't believe you're leaving again. And then that's when it finally crumbles down and she's like, I want to be with you. But if he did that, which was nice of him to do. So why did Soo-jun tell her, oh, well, Suho's leaving? Like, did he hope that she would like go and get together with him? Was he testing to see if she was really over him? What do you think?
I think maybe he was just trying to see where her feelings were. I don't have too much to touch on
It's
that.
okay. I don't know. I still think that Soo-jun should have ended up with
The other
her.
thing that I don't like is Soo-jun is very straightforward with his emotions, and like he
Mhm.
does not play with Ju-kyung's emotions, going back and forth from being this warm person to
Yeah.
this cold person. That is one
Yeah.
thing I don't like about Suho. Like,
Yep.
because he's sending confusing signals to Ju-kyung,
Mhm.
and like you're sending
Yep.
confusing signals to us, like, which I get because like it's a
Mhm.
drama. Like, we're supposed to be like, oh well, do they like each other? Do they not like each
Yeah.
other? But, like,
Yeah.
having so many episodes of where he's cold and then warm to her,
Yeah. Well,
that
yeah, it's
doesn't
horrible.
make sense to me.
Well, and the fact that Soo-jun, when that video came out about Ju-kyung, and her being bullied and her without makeup, he went to bat for her. Like he was like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna take care of it. And he was pissed. And I'm sure Suho wasn't happy either, but we really see Soo-jun really fight for her.
Yes.
And I think that's worth noting. I mean, she didn't know it, but man, I think he just deserved her.
Yeah, well, I'm also just really upset by, like, so Soo-jun and Suho, their relation, they used to be best friends, but they had this third person, that person died, and Soo-jun basically blamed Suho for that person's death. And so then when Suho gets happy about wanting to be with Ju-kyung, Soo-jun, like, kind of threatens him, and that's the next day you end up seeing him being super cold to Ju-kyung.
Yeah, that's true. So that could be part of why that he was hot and cold with her. But yeah, I mean, he was
But,
probably
like,
worried that Soo-jun was just going to take her, and he didn't want her to be basically treated like an object.
yeah.
But later, he actually really likes her. I mean, that's clear. And he even says, I like her. Is that going to be a problem for you?
Yeah.
The other thing that we haven't talked about, the best friend of hers, Soo-jin, likes Suho. She doesn't like him initially. They're just really good buddies. My thought is, like, Soo-jin, would she have liked Suho if she had known in advance that Ju-kyung liked him? Because Ju-kyung kept saying she didn't like Suho. So Soo-jin opened up the possibility in her heart, and then she ended up really
So
liking him.
I think
And
what
then that,
happened is, so Soo-jun's family's been pushing her to like beat Suho with grades and stuff, and like it's been competitive since they were little. So like
mhm,
basically, Soo-jun's been in Suho's life since they were kids, and then Ju-kyung has also been in Suho's life since they were kids. Because remember, they met at that comic book store.
yep, yep,
And Suho, I think, finally remembers that Ju-kyung used to be that little girl that made him smile.
mhm,
But Soo-jin
yep,
doesn't know that they have known each other since childhood. And I think Soo-jin, like, just with their families being powerful and influential, like, she really thought that she could end up with Suho because they're both smart, and
yep,
that Suho could help her with her family, like the demands of
mhm.
that her family has on her, and that if she could date Suho, then her family might back off a little bit.
So you don't think that she really liked Suho? You think it was more like a convenience thing?
I think it was more of a convenience thing, and that maybe
Hmm.
she did try to like Suho because she became jealous of Jukyung because of
Mhm.
how close Suho was becoming to her and not becoming like closer to Soo-jin. But then what I don't like is I think it's in the webtoon that Sujin turns on her and becomes mean, like becomes her own bully.
No, she does in the show. Yeah, she does in the show.
Yeah.
So that was
So
my thought: is why did she do that? Was it because like did she always like Suho? Is if she had known that Ju Kyung actually really did like Suho, would that have never happened? I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's just something to think about.
I wanted to talk about the side characters, like the side couple.
Oh wait, her good friend.
Her good friends, not the one that Sua
Yeah, Suha and
and
Taehoon.
yes, Sua and Taehoon.
Oh my gosh, they're adorable.
I love them. And
They
I
are
think
so freaking cute. Sorry, interrupted you.
no, they're super cute. And because like they provide the comedic relief
Mm-hmm.
and like they become best friends with Juk Young. Like Sua becomes Juk Young's best friend. And even though like Sua was friends with Sujin before, I think when Sua finds out what Sujin does to Juk Young, then Sua really steps up and like doesn't want to be the bully's friend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like she ends up becoming Juk Young's best friend. So I really do love them as like a couple, and like I think they're just super cute together.
Yeah, I think so too. And like the stuff that he does for her, he makes the cake and makes this huge presentation about being together for I think it was 100 days. That was really cute. Adorable. And they were super fun. They were just super fun. I like them.
I'm okay that she ended up with Suho because they both did a lot of growing. But I just feel like the second lead should have had more of a chance.
I agree. Sujun, I think, should have ended up with her. I think that I'm disappointed in that ending, to be honest. I know
Well,
that Suho is great. Sujun, I'm gonna fight for that one.
yeah, but overall, the drama was good. The characters were great. The actors were great. I don't really have anything bad to say about how it
Hmm.
was about that drama.
Yeah. And
Um
I would watch it again and multiple times. I think it
yes,
was well enough, it was done well enough to be something that you wouldn't just go, okay, that's fine. I don't need to see that ever again. I mean, totally watch it over and
correct.
over.
That is, it's one of the dramas that you would rewatch.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right, bye.
Bye.